Disneyland on the opening day of Rise of the Resistance, as are a few thousand other people. And so what we're going to do this morning is we're going to just let you see the sights and sounds and the feel of the morning. It's an exciting morning. There's a few lightsabers out. There's a few outfits. Not as many as I expected, to be completely honest. For the most part, people are pretty chill and relaxed, I would say, and pretty happy. But there hasn't been like the waves of cheers that I would have expected when they made the announcements for the virtual queue. People are kind of just very like orderly. Is that a good word for today?
People
and it feels.
Let me just do a scan around Town Square. Everyone's just kind of chilling. I think part of it is that there is no rush to be at the front of anything. There's no pushing, there's no shoving, there's no need to be at the front. Everyone's just kind of cool and hanging out.
And so what's going to happen, and I'll see if this will work here, is at 8 o'clock, everybody's going to be opening their Disneyland app. And on the home page, let me back out, they're going to see this. You're going to be able to click this, and this will hopefully be open if all goes as planned. And then we will hit join boarding group and hopefully get a number that's less than like 100.
That'd be great.
It'd be great if it was less than 20. That would be really epic. But
John says bright sun from New Jersey.
Bright sun's John.
Well, rising moons, really.
Yeah, the sun is starting to come out though.
Yes.
Is it suns at Batu?
There's 3 suns on Batu.
3 of them. So this will be definitely adventure. People are trickling in. I would say they opened the gates for Main Street at 5:45.
Yeah.
And it probably filled the first half to third of Main Street. And
that's a
for the
top-down look.
Probably 40 minutes or so, people continue to trickle in and fill in the other half. But there's not anybody like running.
I don't know.
No.
I think I'll sleep today.
And the real important part is to get your ticket scanned so that you can get your boarding group at 8 o'clock. We've had a few announcements from Bill Rogers saying to make sure to be ready with the Disneyland app for 8 o'clock. And it is starting to fill up quite a bit more, though.
The good thing for us right now, and I don't want to jinx it, but the live stream is running A-okay.
Yeah, you shouldn't say that.
I shouldn't say it. Which means that the internet is doing okay, which means that the app should do okay.
Yes.
Who's to say?
We just don't know.
We don't know.
There's a lot of unknowns today, which is fun.
Yeah.
And that's part of the adventure of the day.
Mike says, bright suns, DAPS crew.
Good morning, Mike.
Bright suns.
Bright suns.
Star Wars.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm tweeting also, sorry.
He's tweeting. Wow. A look at
Magic Live. I'm tweeting.
Hashtag.
You guys watching us, kind of.
DAPS Magic Live. That's what we're doing. Oh, lights went out.
Well, because the sun's coming up, so we don't
need
the
I got scared.
Lights anymore. But yeah, it's a very... I don't know if this is what I expected or if this is... It's kind
But we're
of
also
not.
still, what, an hour and a half away?
Yeah, we're an hour and a half from when they will be opening the virtual queue to all who come to this happy place. And then we will see what happens. I actually think that's going to be really interesting is what happens at 8 o'clock. Because I'm sure there will be a rush of people moving into the parks trying to get their physical fast passes and make it to wherever it is they want to go. I would not be surprised if you see a bunch of people go straight to Galaxy's Edge as well. With the hope that they can just walk on the ride or something.
But do we think that there's going to be a boarding group for Galaxy's Edge today?
At this point, no.
Okay.
I don't feel like it's that crazy. But it could definitely be. And thank you, Mike. You are amazing. And,
we appreciate you
we appreciate
endlessly.
Your support. And but at this point, I don't feel like there's enough people to really necessitate a
boarding group.
A boarding group. I mean, you could. I actually think it would be good for Disney to have it a little bit crazy in there, and if it becomes a thing, it becomes a thing. But
it is really funny, and I'm looking around right now. So this is train. This is
that's always a good sound.
Main Street, super packed. There's a lot of people, but as you kind of look to your right, there's a ton of open space, and there's Also a ton of open space over here by City Hall.
It seems to be the real premium right now is if you can find a bench. I've
Yeah.
seen tweets of people went straight to
Gibson Girl.
Gibson Girl, which was brilliant. And I wish I'd thought of it first. I am sure the Main Street Cinema, if the curtains are open, is packed as well.
Yeah.
But people are looking for anywhere that they can settle down. It did rain overnight for a couple of hours, so the ground is wet and you don't want to sit on the ground, but we will see what happens.
So I think people are also just kind of looking for a little bit of warmth.
Yeah, I am.
Yes, so
My feet are a little bit cold.
yeah, I can't really feel my toes, which is fine. That's how it goes in Star Wars, I think.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, it's the weird thing is too is we're an hour and a half out now. Well, and all the crows coming, but it's a trickle of people coming in, not waves of people.
No.
Maybe that will change in the next hour
Maybe.
and a half. In fact, I fully expect all of this to be packed around us an hour from now.
Yeah,
But who knows? Maybe we're wrong. It'll be an interesting day.
we might be wrong.
I would like to be wrong on this one.
I would enjoy being wrong, but it's also Disney, and
You just never know.
expect the unexpected.
It's an interesting thing. Why don't you just try to walk up and down the street here and show people what's going on?
Like
See the side where they've kept the walkway open?
but is the back open?
Yeah. I mean, as
Like-
far as you can, just show people around.
Well, I see that I can walk up, but I don't see that I can walk back.
Yeah. Just people walking both ways.
Okay.
I think people would like to see this.
So we are attempting to walk. I truly don't know how far I can get. And water just fell on my face. Super fine. And as Mr. DAPS expected, Main Street Cinema is packed. Wall-to-wall people. Everyone's sitting. It's probably very warm in there, which is smart. Starbucks is open. Wait, Starbucks on the way in. Yay! A little bit. Oh. The line is all, and it goes here to there, and it goes all the way down. Let's just see how far the Starbucks queue goes, shall we? Really to the queue. By the way, we are still looking at the Starbucks queue. There is a baby stormtrooper, a baby FN 2187. I'm all about it. This is it. This is the people walking on down. Looks like they're gonna start holding people at the hub.
I don't want Starbucks. I really don't.
I just... And this is where the Starbucks queue ends.
Where else can I get coffee at?
So I guess I'm just gonna stand right here. Just kind of watch the world go by. That's true. Where is Mr. Daps? This is especially fun for me because I do not have a phone, obviously, because my phone is currently in my hand live streaming. And I don't know if he's gonna move. I don't know if our game plan is to stay where we were or if we're gonna end up moving. But the great thing about Mr. Daps is that he's usually pretty easy to spot. And if I can't spot him, he can spot me. So. Looks like we're coming towards the end of the crowd on Main Street. Currently, it looks like they are doing a normal rope drop hold. So just after the partner statue, just before Astro Orbiter right over there. And then it looks like they're holding it just about Jolly Holiday. So it looks like, as we said earlier, people are rushing, but not to get super far in, because it doesn't seem like that's going to affect too much, but they are rushing to get tables, because this is a waiting game. So they go. Here is the game of Spot Mr. Daps, though. Where is he? It would have been easier if there was a huge group of people, but we can get our boarding group at 8 a.m. So the park opens at 8, I believe is what it says on the app, and they will let us get our boarding groups at 8 a.m. There's been a few announcements by Bill Rogers, voice of Disneyland, where he has announced that if we would like to take a ride on the Rise of the Resistance today, we will need a boarding pass, boarding group. So at 8 a.m. we will get on our app. We parked at about 5 a.m. today, got through the gates at about 5:30, and, well, they let us in at 5:45.
5:45. We're probably in the gates by 5:55 latest.
I meant we got through security
security gates. Did you talk about the Starbucks line?
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, did I talk about the Starbucks line?
I have never seen the line this long for Starbucks.
What? We also hope we get lucky, and we hope that, Disney learned from what happened at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and that hopefully things go super smooth today. Hopefully there's no disappointed or sad people. I think that we're gonna get super lucky. I'm speaking it into the Force, and the Force will hopefully reward us. The funny thing about the Starbucks line is you think that after all this, it might have gotten a little bit shorter. But no, it goes, does all the switchbacks inside the Starbucks, wraps back towards the lockers all the way down here, and ends right there. Can you take a photo so I can tweet that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Already did.
Okay. But as a fellow Starbucks partner, I am wishing the Market House baristas the best, because that's kind of crazy. And all you can really do is smile and keep going. They should have a mobile coffee cart for plain coffee.
That would be amazing.
Because none of the Joffrey carts are open yet.
Although we could probably mobile order from like Galactic Grill if that's open, or even Jolly Holiday.
I don't think they're open yet. I don't think they open until the park opens at 8. I think people are grabbing tables. Are we going? Okay. So this backwards, people are still coming in. There's a lot of people this way, but I just kind of want to take a second to point this way. It's a very gorgeous sunrise today, so I really can't complain. But there it is. Just wanted to take a moment to enjoy the sunrise, because I don't usually wake up before the sun, so getting to appreciate the sunrise over a wonderful Disneyland. I can't complain. People have parked at Toy Story Lot, which I believe did Toy Story Lot open at midnight?
It opened at midnight.
And then Mickey and Friends and Pixar Pals opened at 5:30 this morning. So we expected kind of a bit of a rush after Pixar Pals and Mickey and Friends opened, but we didn't really see that.
It's been a steady trickle. Beautiful
Hello
sunrise.
from El Paso, Texas. Well, we're not from El Paso, but we will actually be in Texas in just a few weeks. So there was no button at the front gate to commemorate. I don't know if there will be an app recognition. You know, there was a little app achievement for being here on opening day of Galaxy's Edge. We have El Paso, San Diego, Seattle, New Jersey. We've got people all over the map watching this morning. Good morning.
Let us know where you're from. Who's the farthest away? I'm curious.
Yeah.
Great thing about being here
British
this time of
Columbia.
morning, British Columbia. We're international now. That's awesome. Is you really don't get that many opportunities to get a sunrise at Disneyland unless it's like one of those old 24-hour days or something like that. But it's really a beautiful morning.
Yeah, unless it's Chalk Walk or days like today. Being
And
on
we're getting this beautiful glow off the street too, just because of the rain an hour or two, or a couple hours ago, I guess. Let's go up and show them the castle.
Let's go see the castle.
It is a brisk morning. I think Bill's
Good morning
gonna
and welcome to Disneyland. To help you make the most of your visit, a virtual queue will be used for the all-new Star Wars Rise of the Resistance attraction. Beginning at 8 o'clock this morning, guests may join the queue through the Disneyland app. Once again, the virtual queue for admission to Star Wars Rise of the Resistance will open at 8 o'clock this morning. Thank you.
You thought Mickey and Minnie had a runaway railway? Plot twist. It's true.
But I do love my train.
As I say, Mr. Daps love trains. So here it is, up by the castle, which is actually not a place that you can normally get to during rope drop. Normally, this is usually blocked off, but it goes all the way up to the castle. Let's see how far we can go. Might lose Mr. Daps, it's fine, he'll find me. I think he knows where the castle is, we might be okay. Okay, I didn't want to get in the way of anyone's photo.
I don't know. It looks like they expanded the queue to include the hub.
Yeah,
Good choice.
that's funny. You and I actually commented on the same things. So it goes all the way.
One of the fun parts about days like today is seeing all of the, I'm going to say, Disneyland regulars that you see on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all of that. We're all here. And it's kind of fun because we're all doing the same thing, and that is sharing the story of what's going on from very different perspectives, because everybody has their own viewpoint of what interests them, excites them. So I just saw Tom Bricker going around getting some incredible photos. I am sure that you will want to check out his stuff on Instagram because it's just ridiculously good. We saw Mindy earlier. We saw Disneyland Daily Casey earlier today. And they're covering from their individual perspectives too. So check them out on Instagram and all of those fun things. I'm trying to... Oh, Sasaki Time I saw earlier this morning as well. Make sure to check him out because these are all fantastic people that... Fairy Tale Mindy was the one I was talking about earlier. And if you follow any of them, make sure to say hi from Mr. Daps and the DAPS Magic crew because they're just all fantastic people that each have their own
I'm so sorry.
slightly different Disney perspective. And that's really what makes covering these things so much fun, because we may all be at the same place at the same time, but our different interests are really going to influence our perspective as the sun rises, and it gets absolutely gorgeous. And I'm very thankful for my iPhone 11 Pro.
There he goes, taking photos on his iPhone
Here,
11
look
Pro.
at this.
Wow, cinematography.
There we go.
Oh yes, we also did see Fresh Baked Disney.
We did see Fresh Baked Disney as well.
Yeah.
Say hi from the DAPS Magic crew if you go over and check them out. Let's go back, show them off a little bit of the sunrise some more.
Yeah. So we're heading on back.
I love the, this kind of reminds me of the end of the Abe Lincoln show.
Oh.
The sunrise at Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one wants to see that.
And again, this looks nothing like a normal rope drop day. Start time for boarding passes is going to be 8 a.m. Spot Mr. Daps. Where is he? That's it. It was a timed puzzle. So boarding group started at 8 a.m., which I also believe is when the park officially opens. There it is. It's a gorgeous, it looks very orange on the live stream, or maybe I'm just seeing it orange on my phone, but it's very pink in real life. But also love if it was a gorgeous sunset. It seems like we always miss the sunsets, but being here for a sunrise is somehow a little bit more magical. So we still got people coming in. It's funny, for as many people as we saw going down Main Street, right when they dropped the ropes to go towards the hub, and even now that there's more people coming in, it does not feel insane, which is super nice. There's Mr. Daps again. He's pretty cool. But yeah, it is a very, very nice day. It is chilly. I would check the temperature, but my watch won't tell me. Good morning! And hello. There is everyone hanging out at Jolly Holiday. I'll just do a quick little 360. Something fun I just noticed. We are very, very, very excited about going on the attraction. Fingers crossed. We're kind of here just to enjoy opening day. We were lucky enough to go on the attraction earlier this week. So we are very, very excited to hopefully have that again. But Rise with the Resistance is officially on the board. And it does say loading shortly, which I do think is pretty interesting. So there it is, along with everything else. And good morning. Thank you everyone for joining us so early in the morning. It is a pleasure to share this morning with you. We're grateful that you are here. And thank you for watching. We are very appreciative that people are willing to get on a live stream this early. Hopefully you guys are warmer where you are. I would love to be watching this bundled up, because it's what I did on opening day at Hollywood Studios, is I watched all the craziness from the warmth of my home. But but now it's here. And there is something to be said for going to something on opening day. It's really fun. And I was actually just finishing up watching the Imagineering story and watching the opening day footage back of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and remembering how we were there and we were in that boarding group that did the countdown. It was magical. And so it's one of those things that I think we're going to always be grateful for that we got to do, even if it is a little cold. We parked at about 5 a.m., got through security at about 5:15. We stood in line in the Esplanade, and they let us through the gates at about 5:45. So now it's just kind of a waiting game until the park opens at 8. I am sorry that we are distracting you. I do know that struggle all too well. I'm always like, oh, I'm going to watch this while I get ready to do something. And then it ends up being so fascinating that you skip getting ready. I was actually doing that this morning, watching High School Musical, the musical, the series. So I was trying to watch and get ready, but didn't work out too well. I just end up watching. It looks like they are holding closer than Tiki Room. They're holding just... No, let's adventure that way. If you look over on that sign, Mr. Daps...
I'm looking.
It says, the guest relations sign. It says Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, and it has 2 attractions.
And it has 2 attractions.
That's exciting.
Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is closed, but Star Wars Rise of the Resistance is opening shortly, is what the sign says. That is... Hold on. Let's look at that photo. That's beautiful! iPhone 11 Pros. And then this is the line for Jolly Holiday. Goes all the way. But we're... Someone asked where they are holding for Adventureland. So I wanted to show off kind of where it's holding. It's not quite at Tiki. It's a little bit farther back.
Basically, they're keeping people inside the gates of each land.
Yes. It's a little bit hard to see amidst the chaos, but that is the holding line for Adventureland. There's our friend Cameron. Hi, Cameron!
What time did you get here then? Last night?
I was the first one out this morning.
Well done.
I know you guys are good.
That's okay. You're getting the full experience. So are you doing go straight
If you do see us, please say hi. We always love to get to share in the excitement with other people who care all about all this much fun as we do. Yes, he did say 9 p.m. last night. That is that is very true. Toy Story Lot did open at midnight last night, but we just could not do that. We thought about it for a brief moment, but midnight was a little bit too early for us. That's actually a great question. I don't know which entrances will be open. But I know there are physical boarding group distributions at over by Buzz Lightyear, then over by Splash Mountain. We also hope that we might play a little bit with the Play Disney Parks app. I always want to call it the Disney Parks Play app. But hopefully, fingers crossed, if everything goes according to plan. Of course, no surprise here, I will be playing for the Resistance, picking up some Resistance jobs, because I'm not a First Order gal. But it does not look like Jolly Holiday is open. It looks like the queue, maybe people are just waiting for their grilled cheese and tomato soup, which sounds delightful right now. We also today will be covering the opening day of Lunar New Year over in Disney California Adventure Park. I am very sorry that I am shaking the camera. It is very, very cold, and I'm not doing it on purpose, I promise. We will also be covering the opening day of Lunar New Year celebrations over in Disney California Adventure Park, and it'll be great. So we have a lot to do today. Most of it'll probably be Star Wars, but definitely getting some Lunar New Year, maybe getting some food at Lunar New Year, because that is always one of my highlights of my year. Let's walk. Funny enough, I think it was a couple years back for college band, I bought a pop socket because that is actually now how I am able to hold my phone for long periods of time to live stream. I always thought pop sockets were kind of silly, but with the amount of live streaming we do. Hello, Jeff! I will pass along to Mr. DAPS. He is over there somewhere. Virtual queue is going to open at 8 a.m. I have no idea what time it is. I think it's 7? I have no idea. I'm basing off of what time I think I started the live stream and how long. It's 6:55. Perfect. And how long the live stream has been going. Well, I hope you have a great day at work. I hope it is not super crazy. And I hope that you get out to ride Rise of the Resistance soon. This feels counterintuitive, but I am walking in the direction of the crowds. Just kind of watching the world go by. And the line for Starbucks. It is shorter than the last time we were over here, but that is where the queue for Starbucks ends. So there unfortunately is no virtual queue for Starbucks. These are all the people coming in as we get closer. Just gonna kind of walk down this way, maybe do a loop through Town Square, and then I'll head back towards the hub and we can see how the crowds at the rope drops have progressed since then. But I kind of wanted to check out how it's going down here. There are people hanging out inside Gibson Girl. They are not serving ice cream, but they're providing warmth.
Coffee's ready. Good, we have that.
There's people hanging out by Carnation. Emporium is now open, which sounds nice and warm and cozy. I wouldn't be surprised if there are people in there buying sweaters. There will be some Rise of the Resistance merchandise over in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I don't think there's anything for the opening, but there is just now merchandise for the attraction. There's an article on dapsmagic.com with all the new food and merchandise that comes out today. So there is a new item at the milk stand. So it is green milk with the chili lime swirl. There is the Black Spire hot chocolate, which I have read is a little bit thicker of a hot chocolate, and it has a cute little purple whipped cream that's all nice and sparkly. And there are garlic cheese puff chips. I think I'm remembering that correctly. But here is, there's some people camping out up by the train station, but lots of people have grabbed benches just up here in Town Square, which I certainly can't argue with, because a nice bench sounds very, very nice. So I'm gonna kind of loop this way. We're gonna head back in the direction of the crowds. I actually still haven't tried the green milk, and I took one sip of blue milk on opening day, I think. I definitely do not want the green milk right now because that sounds a little too cold for me. But the hot chocolate I'm a little bit interested in because who doesn't love a good hot cocoa? I agree. Well, okay. I would say that I think blue milk is better, but I haven't had green milk. But I did like the blue milk that I tried. It was a nice, refreshing, fruity flavor. I also think that's the one with rice milk. I think green is coconut, blue is rice milk. I could be wrong.
Yo, this is a longer line than Rise.
And here is the Starbucks line. Again, a little bit crazy. Sounds like
Good morning and welcome to Disneyland. To help you make the most of your visit, a virtual queue will be used for the all-new Star Wars Rise of the Resistance attraction. Beginning at 8 o'clock this morning, guests may join the queue through the Disneyland app. Once again, the virtual queue for admission to Star Wars Rise of the Resistance will open at 8 o'clock this morning. Thank you.
And the virtual queue for Starbucks will open at 8:01. That is a joke. Starbucks will not have virtual queue. I wish they had mobile ordering, but maybe someday, because I do love mobile ordering at Starbucks. So we're heading back into the crowds. I'll head towards Tomorrowland. We'll kind of loop around, see Tomorrowland, see the castle. There is Mr. DAPS again.
I keep finding cool people.
It's true. And I just keep wandering. So we're gonna do, we went all the way down to Town Square, checked out what it's like down there. Now we're gonna see all of the ropes and see what the crowds are kind of looking like up here. The Starbucks line is still just as long.
Yeah, it's the line that never ends.
Which I think is pretty funny. But hey, hot coffee.
That's true.
I can't argue with a good hot coffee.
You cannot go wrong with hot coffee.
I don't want to walk directly into the chaos, so we'll
Yes.
kind of walk to the side of it. But this is the Tomorrowland side of things.
As with so many things at Disneyland, it's all about hurrying up and waiting.
Yeah.
And thankfully, people are doing that very patiently as they attempt to stay warm. It's currently 48 degrees.
Oh, great.
Nice and warm. I can see why people want coffee.
I truly cannot feel my toes. Like,
It's better that way. Who knows?
but it hurts. I can't feel them in a hurt way.
I'm surprised I'm not seeing more like Star Wars-ish outfits, to be
Yeah.
completely honest. I thought we'd see more themed things.
Might be too cold for them.
That, or they might have gone to Florida and been at the opening for Rise over there.
The opening.
Yes. Or we're just scared away by the rain.
Maybe. But there is the castle.
Found Sasaki time.
Oh, there he is.
Great guy. One of the most positive guys on the internet. We're giving you a pitch on our live stream right now. Sasaki time.
Hi.
Follow
Hello.
it everywhere you possibly can. The most positive, nice guys you're going to find there. Are you excited for today?
I'm super excited. It's super great to be here. Number one, like I was telling my friends, that we'll never have the opportunity to have that first experience, but to have all these folks and see their first, their first smiles, their first yells, their first adrenaline rush. So, yeah.
Cheers, man. It's so crazy.
And how smooth it's been, so it's like, that's been like the number one thing I've been answering today. It's crazy. It's been really smooth. Parking, security, coming into the park, and just the crowd.
How much sleep did you get?
Actually, a lot. I actually tried to prepare myself as best as possible, so I had about 7 hours.
Oh, you're good.
So I'm good. I'm good.
It doesn't matter what quarter.
Exactly. You guys as well. For sure. Always a pleasure.
He's totally right, though. Things are going very smooth. It's very relaxed. People are really just kind of hanging out and doing the thing, and that's a good way to be doing this. You can tell from the last time we walked around the circle, it is filling up more because the entrances to the lands have bigger groups of people.
Yes.
And
But it's still easy to maneuver.
yeah, it is. That is true. More or less.
Yeah.
That's my normal morning blue eye.
Yeah, right?
So there are the crowds.
I know you're awake now.
And so I'm curious is, in the comments, is there anybody that's watching this that is also here?
I don't know if they were able to hear
That would
you.
be funny. Is there anybody here that's watching that's actually at Disneyland right now? Let us know in the comments because that would be kind of cool and funny. What's it say?
Have they improved the bandwidth for the Disney app?
We will find out.
Yes,
I'm
we
gonna
will.
assume so because it seems like everything's running fairly smoothly this morning.
Yeah.
Every time I've opened it, it's gone pretty quickly. Yeah, it seems to be loading up and moving fairly quickly as I play with it right now. So I'm gonna say probably.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Is our official statement.
Yes. Deep breaths. That's what we say. We are gonna link all of our tickets together for our group before the official opening at 8 o'clock of the Disneyland park.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Disney California Book Adventure opens at 8 as well.
Yes, they just had an extra magic hour.
Yeah, so they're already open.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could go into Disney California Adventure right now and start off your Lunar New Year celebration. And we will be covering that later today as well. And we're good now.
I'm laughing because Mr. Daps and I share a brain. And so a lot of the times the things I
am
say,
repeating stuff.
it's fine. No, I'm repeating things is
When
fine.
you go this long on a live stream, you're bound to repeat things.
Well, and it's also funny because I say these things when I'm out wandering about on my own, and then when Mr. Daps joins back in, he echoes things, and it's just very funny because we just kind of share a brain. That was it.
It's a story that needs to be told or should be told.
Yeah.
And it's hopefully what people care about. I think it's always a fun celebration that they do at the Disneyland Resort. And always fun to see people. And it really is a pretty morning. And I expect the next 30 minutes to 45 minutes to suddenly see a bigger inflow of people coming in. I mean, we're already seeing it right now. You can see the inflow of people making their way from wherever they came.
Well, and it's something that I was saying the last time I walked down this way is that even though we keep seeing all of these people, it still doesn't feel like a madhouse. Even though there's been kind of like nonstop flow of people in.
There does seem to be an increasing energy that happens though with every minute that passes. Like people definitely are having the anticipation rise, and I think part of it is just Disneyland gets a sound that I don't think you even realize consciously a lot of the time, that as more people fill up Main Street, the music sounds a little bit quieter, and you get that kind of murmur sound. You can hear it right now.
Yeah.
And that's part of the excitement building for a thing like this, is just the murmuring of people talking, or the chatter drowning out, not necessarily drowning out, but starting to compete with the audio of the parks. And in fact, it's one of the ways that I generally can feel how busy the park is when I get here, usually on a Sunday, is if it's busy, you can feel how loud the chatter is and how quiet the music is.
And it's always fun to see our friends
Steven.
here at Disneyland.
That's true.
There's our good friend Steven, who helps us a lot with a lot of our
He
articles.
takes a lot of photos for us.
Takes a lot of photos.
Yeah.
He's a great friend.
He's a good guy.
He's a little bit busy having a conversation, otherwise we would say hello.
We'll catch him in a bit.
Yeah, I am sure we will see him. Ooh, but yeah, there's been a dedicated group since we came in this morning that have been up there on the train station. And
great place
I have
to
to say, I think that is a wonderful place to be.
As long as it was dry.
That's true. You've got benches, and you've got a good view of everything going by. It's funny because we were started the live stream, and it's funny. It was like pitch black when we started,
Yep.
and now it's much more spread out, which is nice.
Looks like they've opened the lobby for the Opera House too.
Yes, and
Probably won't go in there because we'll lose signal.
yeah, that's true.
As much as that would be nice.
I say it sounds lovely,
Yeah.
but I think we'll probably take this live stream to about an hour, and then we might
Cut out for a while.
cut out so that we can get our tickets linked.
Then maybe after we've got our boarding passes, we'll do an update and just give a look at the park or something.
Yeah, we'll walk around the park, maybe walk around Galaxy's Edge,
Yeah.
see all there is to see. As much as I would love to live stream the chaos at 8 a.m.,
We need our phones.
we will be involved in the chaos at 8 a.m.
Yes.
Um,
We probably won't get video of the opening. We
Unfortunately.
probably won't have that craziness moment. We will do it right before and after. That will be
Yes.
on the vlog that we'll post for today, that I've been updating as Katie's been doing this.
yes,
And
teamwork.
exactly. And it'll make for a interesting day.
Again, thank you to the people that are on here this early in the morning, watching us, enjoying the chaos of
Making us stay awake.
yeah, you guys are kind of fueling our energy to stay awake. So we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. I'm gonna do a little camera flip really quick if I can do it. I didn't do it. Hello,
There we
this is your live stream team. So thank
Live
you.
stream team.
Live stream team. If you do see us today, say hi. We would love
Yeah, definitely say hi. We've seen a lot of people. I saw a guy that I met that's followed DAPS for probably at least a decade. I met him, the last time I met him, and actually it was the first time I met him also, was in 2012 in Cars Land.
Wow.
And he was like a little kid in probably middle school or early high school. And he found me on Main Street probably 20 minutes ago. And it's really fun to see people grow up, and he's got like a successful music career now, and that's really cool. And just, I knew him when.
I can't believe Cars Land was 8 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
That's really hard for me to wrap my head around.
Yep, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, just a little bit under because it was summer,
Yeah.
spring, summer, all that stuff. But let's say, running, have fun.
Yes, have fun. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. I am curious if anybody's watching from Disneyland, because that would be super funny and cool. But we'd probably find you.
Yes.
In our last, 10 minutes of the 9 minutes? left
8,
of the stream.
7, not
We're
counting.
counting it down now. It was fun when when they opened the main gate, there was a countdown from the front. Like, we couldn't tell exactly what was happening, but they definitely did a 10-second countdown when they were opening the gate at 5:45 this morning. Line for Starbucks still going all the way to Photo Supply.
I think I'm gonna switch back.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, I'm wearing gloves, so that's why it's very difficult for me. They're supposed to be like tech gloves, but they don't work that well because they were only $2. So
It's filling up. Like this, you can see it starting to fill the hub a bit, and photo passes out now. Lots of people waiting for food.
I would be very interested. I don't think there is, but I know for opening day of Galaxy's Edge there were PhotoPass frames. I don't know if there are any for Rise.
We will have to check that out.
We'll have to find out.
I'm sure we can make that happen.
I think we can. So, funny thing
Yes.
is that
Star Wars Rise of the Resistance is not barred in, but the Millennium Falcon has a 10-minute. It's funny, there's things with lines when the park's not open yet. Alice in Wonderland's 10 minutes, Haunted Mansion Holidays 5 minutes. That'll be the shortest line that has today.
that's very true.
Usually it's at least 13.
But yes, this is what the new attractions board looks like. It's only Galaxy's Edge on this side, but let's take a look on this side.
We'll have which boarding groups here somewhere also, and
I would think so.
my hunch is it'll be with the Rise of the Resistance side on the other side. But
And they have started setting up the screens again. Yes, around the park. That, yes.
I haven't seen them yet. When we go in, we'll find out.
So, I think we're gonna walk this way, do another loop around. I think that's what's been fun, is that we've been kind of walking the same path all morning, but things have been changing quickly. So by the time we make our loop again,
Well, I'm betting at 7:30 we're going to see a distinct change in the atmosphere as people suddenly gear up for
yes,
getting what they want to get, where they want to
I
get it.
think there will be a very large excitement,
Yes.
which is always fun.
I expected your cheers at 8 o'clock also, if I were to make any guesses.
Jeff is heading out.
Have a great day, Jeff.
Have a great day at work, Jeff. And we will try to keep me away from
May the
stormtroopers,
force be with you.
but you never know.
I will admit I could go for a cup of coffee now.
I would love, but is it enough to go get in that Starbucks line?
No, I think what I'll do though, because it's the same, is I'll just wait till 8 o'clock, and after we have our boarding group, assuming we get a boarding group,
Yes.
then I can mobile order just regular coffee from like Galactic Grill or
Did you just
somewhere
say
fun.
that is the same as Starbucks?
The line. I think it'll take an hour to
Oh,
do that. Yeah.
I thought you meant that if you get black coffee from Joffrey's.
No, I'm just thinking I can get Joffrey's black coffee in 45 minutes or whatever.
I got
quickly as
a bit
the
defensive.
line for Starbucks. No, I'd prefer an Americano. But
Well, I thought you meant black coffee versus black coffee, that Joffrey's was the same, and I went, excuse me.
depends on the coffee. In some cases, I would prefer the Joffrey's.
Okay,
In other
that's
cases, I prefer Starbucks. How's that for automatic answer?
that's accurate.
It's actually accurate because Joffrey's is not bad coffee. I don't think. It's very good coffee for the general coffee consumer.
Yeah.
It's going to blow your mind, but it's never going to offend anybody either. And Starbucks has some coffees like that as well. And then
Yeah.
there's some that I don't care for as much. And
Well, and I love Joffrey's, but there is also no secret here at DAPS Magic that I was trained heavily on Starbucks coffee. So I'm a little bit defensive. So I take the opportunities I can. I think we're starting to see more Disney bounds.
yeah, we are. I think they were getting ready this morning, and now they're arriving at the park.
Boarding groups are going to open at 8 a.m. So we've got like, what, an hour-ish to go?
Yeah.
I have no idea what time it is.
We're actually a little bit under that. We're at about 15 after, I think.
Ah!
18 after, so we have, 42 more minutes. And,
So
then we'll see what this day really is going to look like.
the funny thing was that earlier this was pretty easy to walk through.
each circle has gotten much fuller. So
Uh,
I would expect this whole area to be full.
See you
Maybe
later,
not
Mike.
fireworks full. Bye, Mike.
Students are starting to arrive.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Hope to see you next week.
But yeah, I think we will see very soon what this day is going to look like.
I know you wanted me to be sick.
So as we get close to wrapping up this live stream, just to recap, it's been a fantastic morning here. I'm going to say there's no stress happening yet.
Not yet.
I think there will be 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Everybody scrambles
I
either
think-
go to a fast pass kiosk or tries to get their boarding group on the app.
I think there'll be a lot of yelling.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It'll be
Not necessarily from us, maybe from us. But
It's gonna be kind of like the best analogy I have is it's like when you get your boarding pass from Southwest Airlines 24 hours before you
oh
fly.
gosh. Which
Thousands of people instead of hundreds
that's
trying to get.
always a very funny game for us when we are at Walt Disney World. I remember last time specifically, we had just finished lunch at Skipper Canteen. We were walking out of Adventureland at Walt Disney World and we all went, oh no, our flight's in 24 hours. So then we were in the middle of Adventureland trying to get a boarding group
Yep.
for Southwest.
So as you can see, the hub is filling up. We got about 2.5 more minutes on this live stream, which is fantastic. Thank you all for watching so much. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat right now, and we'd be happy to do our best to answer them. We will do another live stream, at least one more today, before the end of our experience.
We're flipping it.
Good morning, sir. And oh, we're on camera here.
Good morning.
And
I flipped it.
Yes, you did. Surprise! Our good friend Cameron just walked by. He looks just like Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Clone Wars, and I really wish he would bound his app all the time because I feel like, I mean, I would geek out about it just seeing him walking around like Obi-Wan Kenobi. That would be epic. But someday. He does walk around with a lightsaber, so that's pretty cool too. And he goes on Millennium Falcon all the time.
He has a count actually of how many times.
Yeah, it's like 100 and something. But
Yeah.
it's a lot. And so anyway, he's making his way into the park. I think they're gonna go in through Frontierland, he said, and try to get some fast passes or boarding passes. Boarding groups.
Boarding groups.
Gotta get the nomenclature right.
It's very
I
hard.
just said nomenclature before 8 o'clock. That's amazing.
That's like a ding.
Yeah, that's maybe it's because it's, I don't know why I could do that. But
It's
Good
'cause-
morning and welcome to Disneyland. To help you make the most of your visit, a virtual queue will be used for the all-new Star Wars Rise of the Resistance attraction. Beginning at 8 o'clock this morning, guests may join the queue through the Disneyland app. Once again, the virtual queue for admission to Star Wars Rise of the Resistance will open at 8 o'clock this morning. Thank you.
Amy, yes, on Jason. I haven't seen if the Disneyland grandparents are here. I think I saw they were planning on being here, so I'm going to assume they are somewhere. As you can see, it's suddenly getting more full. People are starting to really fill up Main Street and the hub, and this is kind of what we expected. But as we wrap up this live stream, we thank you all for watching. Please take a moment to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check out, if you aren't going to be on it, you can check out our ride-through and review of Star Wars Rise of the Resistance if you feel like you want the spoilers. If you don't want spoilers and you feel like you're going to go on the ride sometime soon, I would go in as blind as you possibly can because it makes for a much better experience. But that is what we've got for you for this live stream. Thank you all for watching. I think for both Katie and myself, Mr. DAPS, we wish you a great day, and may the Force be with you.